Unilever, McDonald's, Nissan, and many more. He has been a guide and a consultant on opportunities that exist within Black and brown communities.
Louis is more than a good salesman. He's a great business partner.
Louis Carr can outwork and outthink anyone.
Louis doesn't take a lot of BS. He will put it on the table. I'm selling black audiences that buy your product.
There's a general acknowledgement that there's nobody who sells culturally relevant media in any way approaching the success with which Louis sells it.
Louis knew back then that Black people lead culture, drive culture, create culture. We are culture.
We set the trends.
Louis Carr is known for making an impact not only in the boardroom, but also in the community. Carr founded the Louis Carr Internship Foundation 20 years ago to help improve diversity in corporate America through paid internships.
It's not like he's planning it and dreaming it. He's like, here's a need. Next thing you know, he's got a foundation for hundreds of kids to go to college.
Louis has always felt that as those folks who have made a way for him, it's his obligation to pay that forward and make a way and create platforms for other folks.
You may not know this, but he is constantly looking for people that he can pull through, that he can make a way for, to be able to make them successful.
He has created so many opportunities for people of color who unfortunately would normally be overlooked in this industry.
Louis has the ability to be a mentor, whether you are the client or whether you are on his team. And I think that's one of his superpowers.
He's literally been able to allow Dream Hustle Code and myself to be able to impact even more kids' lives and impact even more families. So, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a Waymaker, he's the Waymaker.
And now, please put your hands together for the president of BET Media Sales and the founder of the Waymaker Men's Summit, Louis Carr.
Thank you, brothers, for coming out today. We're on this journey to prove people wrong. I have been told year after year, Louis, you're not bored yet, you're not tired of it. We told you not to focus on Black men. Year after year, I'm told that. They're like, don't do that. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. You know, there are a lot of programs out there that they could be a part of. They just don't want to be a part of it. Every time you show up here, every year you're proving them wrong. So we're excited. As you see, we continue to upgrade our surroundings every single year. How do you guys like the upgrade? Appreciate it. So you're going to have lots of different experiences. Some of them probably are not open yet. Hopefully by the time we take a break, the gaming zone will be open and you'll be able to go in and see all of the sort of activities we've planned for you there. We have free snacks and water, and if y'all don't eat too much of it, you know, we won't run out. But if we do, blame you, all right? So, what is a waymaker? A waymaker is one that makes a road. Let me talk about this word waymaker. When I first came out with it, everybody said, what an ugly name, Louis. Everybody, except the people in the church. Right? People in church knew what a waymaker was, right? But everybody else said, oh, it's so ugly, Louis. Just change it. Change it. Are you wedded to it? I said, well, I'm going to go with it for a minute. I'll see what happens. Now, every time I see somebody getting an award, whether it is, you know, the VMAs or whatever, I was looking at the VMAs other night and somebody's talking about their Waymaker was, and I'm like, when did they start using that word? So we are making progress. Who needs a Waymaker? Every single person on the planet needs a Waymaker. Every successful person has had a Waymaker. Now, a lot of successful people don't tell you that. You know why? The story sounds better if it's all about them. I walked 25 miles to school and 25 miles home. I worked 8 hours in between that time, all right? I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. That's a much better sounding story than Austin helped me when nobody else would help me. Kevin helped me when nobody else would help me. It always sounds better if you did it by yourself, but it's no such thing. There's no such thing of anybody who've got to any success that did it by themselves. That's just a flat out lie. The dilemma the black community and black men have is we have not had enough. We've not had enough people become waymakers or realize that they had a waymaker. Why? As you know, information has value, which is the reason so many people are disinclined to share it. Instead, they selfishly protect it and their experiences, their paths to success, like they are patent, dirty little secrets. In essence, they have no desire to offer you the advantage to achieve what they have achieved or have not achieved. How many people do you know could help you, but they don't? Just think about it. You see them every day, every week, and they could help you, but they don't. How many people on your jobs could help you, but they don't? How many people do you interact with could help you, but they don't? They just don't. They protect information, value, experiences like dirty little secrets. And that's why when I wrote the book, Dirty Little Secrets, and this conference was initially called Dirty Little Secrets, because I wanted people to understand that people covet information that could make you great. So I'm on this journey to try to help you become great. So this year's theme is breaking out of your comfort zone. Nobody wants to be out of their comfort zone. Let's just be honest. Nobody. Not a single person. Not one single person wants to be outside of their comfort zone. What does that mean, being outside your comfort zone? Who played sports in here? Coaches got us outside our comfort zone, right? How many times did we curse up under our breath at our coaches? Just think about it. As they were driving us every day. And you know what that means? Coaches were sort of waymakers because they could see something in you that you couldn't see in yourself. So when they said, give me 25 push-ups, I want you to run an extra mile, give me 10 100 wind sprints, they were pushing you into an uncomfortable place. Teachers and professors, when we're in school, they just get on our nerves, don't they? Don't they, President? You get on a lot of students' nerves, don't you? All right? Because you're driving them out of their comfort zone. Great managers drive people out of their comfort zone. That's why a lot of people be so angry at their bosses. They're asking them to do something that they say they can't do. They don't see how to get it done. They're driving them out of their comfort zone. Mentors get driven out of their comfort zone. People always ask me, can you be my mentor? I say, you don't want this. Trust me, you don't want this. Because if I'm your mentor, I am going to intentionally make you uncomfortable. How many people drive themselves beyond their comfort zone? How many people volunteer to be uncomfortable? Everybody in this room should raise your hand because you're going to be uncomfortable over the next day and a half. You volunteered on your own. I put a gun in anybody's head. You're going to be uncomfortable. Only the people who understand that growth is necessary for success want to be uncomfortable. Now, that is the office window of my New York office, all right? Anybody who worked for me has seen that day after day. And when I tell people, young people, about growth, they say, what does that mean? Mr. Carr, what does that mean? It's the process of developing new skills, attitudes, actions, reactions that can have positive impact on your life and increase your overall well-being. I'm going to give some examples. When I first got into corporate America, I thought that I was just good. I was a great athlete, all right? I was all-American, so I'm in corporate America. I'm just going to transfer some of those skills into corporate America. But there's one skill that, DJ, I shouldn't have transferred. I would cuss somebody out at the drop of a hat. Soon as something happened that I didn't like, boom. That was my natural instinct from the West Side. I don't take notes. It's my natural instinct. You cross that line, you get it. You know how we say, you don't want none of this. How many of you have said, you don't want none of this? And I was saying that in the corporate environment, right? So I tell people I got fired, and they said, what did you get fired for? I said, I cursed my boss out. I wouldn't recommend that to you. I did. So what did I have to do to improve? I had to change my reactions. That's what I had to work on. My actions were always good, but my reactions were bad. How many of you need improvement in that area? Look at my man. Oh, my God. Okay. A whole lot of y'all like me, right? And it took a while. It took a while. My team, anybody in here work for me? Anybody? Oh, a few people. Oh yeah, Eric in the back. Eric says some days he's so proud of me because he knows the days when I used to just cut your knees from under you, just rip your heart out, make you feel bad about yourself for weeks. That was a strength, Danny. That was a real strength. Now people see things happen, and they see me walk away. They see me drop my head down. They see me turn to my laptop and start typing because I've learned how to control, young man, my reactions. But it took me some work. Waymaker is all about growth at the end of the day. It's all about that. Breaking out of your comfort zone is all about growth. So I started this Waymaker universe because of you. We would have this every year, and you could say, Mr. Carr, Lewis, we got to wait for another year? You got to wait for another year? And I'm like, yeah, you got to wait for another year because I ain't got no more money, all right? So because of some Waymakers in this room, we were able to create this universe. Someone said, Lewis, stop using your own money and ask for help. I was that guy, Brother Muhammad, that didn't ask for no help, all right? Because I always wanted to have my own story. I wanted to be about, so I ain't going to ask for no help. And somebody said, Lewis, people will give you some money to help you. So we've created this Waymaker journal on a quarterly basis to try to give you some information to help you. Brother Michael Senegal was in his journal. He told me, he said he didn't know he looked so handsome until he saw it in print. And as you can see, we use people who are known and people who are unknown, but they all have one thing in common. They're successful, and the majority of them started down here, and now they're here. We also have invested into social media and YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel called Waymaker. And we take some of our interviews and some of our content, some of our branded content, and we put on YouTube. We have audio. As you see, we have a podcast booth set out there. doing interviews. We just interviewed Jay Ellis, who's coming to the stage in a minute. And we have live events. And you guys enjoy those live events. So today, I want to welcome you to the 2023 Waymakers Men Summit. I want you to get your mind right to learn and to be uncomfortable, because it's all about growth. You cannot be successful unless you are prepared to grow. I'm going to give you an example, and I'm done, Keith, and you can start bringing Jay to the stage. I was in Florida buying some furniture, and we went to pay for the furniture. The cashier said, "Address, please," and I gave him a credit card. And Dion, he says, "Oh, you're my neighbor." I said, "Me?" He says, "Yeah, you're the black guy that lives down the street." I said, I don't think I'm your neighbor." He said, "Oh, yes, you're my neighbor." He said, "Have you ever seen that boat that says The One?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I pass it all the time." He said, "That's my boat." I said, "That's about 120 feet, right?" He said, "Yes. And you see the house that it's parked in front of on the ocean?" I said, "Yes." He said, "That's my house." So I'm staring. My wife is staring at him. I said, "Why are you working here?" He laughed. He said, "Because I'm trying to learn this business." I said, "If that's your boat and that's your house, why would you want to learn this business?" He said, "Because I'm trying to buy it. All 58 stores." I dropped my head. I said, wow. Wow. This is the Waymaker Summit, and I'm trying to motivate, inspire, and educate you guys. But I want you to know something. Every single summit, I learned something too. And what I have learned, and I saw him 2 weeks ago in Detroit, Hill Harper. When I read Hill Harper's resume and it said he had 3 degrees from Harvard, and I argued with my staff backstage and said, that can't be true. They said, "No, Louis, he has 3 degrees. I said, it can't be true. When I brought him on stage, I said, I'm putting a disclaimer. They say he has 3 degrees from Harvard. I don't believe that, but we're going to bring him up. And when he came up, he said, "Yes, Louis, I do have 3 degrees from Harvard, and I have a job that you don't need a high school diploma for." He said, "But I got options, baby." Give yourself options. Get outside your comfort zone and grow. I'm done.